everything you knew about Luffy was a lie. Imagine a world where the Straw Hat Pirates don't carry the blood of the revolutionary dragon, but instead the legacy of the greatest pirate of his time, Edward Newgate, the legendary Whitebeard. In this video, we'll explore an insane alternate timeline where Luffy is raised under the shadow of the most respected Yonko on the seas. What would his relationship with Ace be like? And with Blackbeard, what would change in the Marineford War? And most importantly, would Luffy still become the Pirate King? Get ready because this theory will turn your One Piece world upside down. So like and subscribe to the channel and let's explore this amazing alternate history together. In this version, Whitebeard meets a woman and falls in love with her, resulting in the birth of Luffy. Unfortunately, Luffy's mother dies in childbirth, leaving Whitebeard deeply saddened and forcing him to distance himself. This leads Luffy to become closer to his father's crew, where he befriends Marco the Phoenix through his fruit. Wanting to follow in his father's footsteps, Luffy joins Whitebeard's crew at the age of 15, aspiring to become a great pirate. It's important to note that in this version, Luffy wouldn't have the Gomu Gomu no Mi, as he wouldn't have met Shanks, as his father is Whitebeard. At age 15, Luffy encounters Ace, who challenges him to a duel, as he's after Whitebeard. Unlike the original story, where Whitebeard fights Ace directly after facing Jinbe, here Luffy fights Ace to demonstrate his power to his father for the first time. As Whitebeard's son, Luffy would likely be stronger, as he wouldn't have a fruit and would have trained intensely with his father, developing advanced haki. Despite his strength, the crew is hesitant to accept Luffy at first, but Whitebeard allows the boy to fight, creating a barrier of fire so that other crew members cannot interfere. Although Ace is tired from his previous fight with Jinbe, he still has the upper hand. However, Luffy, thanks to his advanced haki, manages to land a decisive blow on Ace, defeating him. When he tries to deliver the final blow, Whitebeard's crew stops him. Through this event, Whitebeard offers Luffy a place in the crew, but he does not immediately accept. Over time, Luffy ends up joining the crew and becomes a great rival and friend of Ace, fighting together daily and forming an inseparable friendship. As a result of their coexistence, Luffy becomes Whitebeard's second in command, while Ace becomes the vice commander of the 2nd Division. Two live happily, fighting for Whitebeard's crew, until a pirate named Marshall D. Teach kills a crew member. According to Whitebeard's code of honor, Luffy and Ace are sent together to face Teach. Thus, Luffy and Ace travel to various islands, including Alabasta, until Blackbeard appears before them. He tries to convince Luffy to join his crew, but this results in a big fight. Meanwhile, Luffy faces Blackbeard's crew and manages to defeat them quickly. As he prepares to face Blackbeard, Luffy is pulled by him, but Ace saves him and asks Luffy to step aside, wishing to fight Blackbeard on his own. The fight between Ace and Blackbeard intensifies, with the pirate creating a large black hole that traps Ace. Luffy returns to Whitebeard's crew and informs his father of the situation, who is shocked and prepares for the Great War at Marineford. When the war begins, Whitebeard recognizes Ace as his son, even though he knows his true identity. Unlike the original story, Luffy does not have the help of Impel Down members such as Jinbe or Ivankov, as he did not meet them. However, Luffy proves to be much stronger, managing to defeat opponents with his advanced armament haki. When the pirates head into battle, Luffy demonstrates his power, using his King Haki to take down the Marines who are trying to execute Ace. Amidst the chaos, Whitebeard sacrifices himself to save everyone, but Akainu tries to discredit Whitebeard, provoking Luffy. This moment, Luffy, stronger than in the original story, prevents Ace from attacking Akainu, and both manage to escape the island. However, Marshall D. Teach appears and kills Ace's father, making it impossible for him to return. The Navy tries to attack Whitebeard's ship, but Shanks appears and prevents the war from continuing, resulting in Ace's survival. After the war, Luffy and Ace go to Whitebeard's grave, where they mourn the loss of their father and vow to become stronger to face Blackbeard, who was responsible for the entire tragedy. After years of training, Luffy and Ace set out to confront Blackbeard. The fight begins with Ace launching a giant fireball, but Blackbeard manages to absorb the attack. Luffy then attacks with a quick punch, causing Blackbeard pain. As the fight intensifies, Whitebeard's crew faces Blackbeard's crew. Luffy and Ace together manage to overcome the challenges, but Blackbeard uses his Gura Gura no Mi as a final attack. However, Luffy dodges with his observation haki and lands a powerful punch on Blackbeard, throwing him into the sea and defeating him. "Hey Nakama, Can you imagine this alternate world to the end? Luffy growing up under Whitebeard's teachings, fighting side by side with Ace, and facing the Navy with the weight of an even more legendary legacy on his shoulders. It's mind-blowing. Would he have followed the same path? Or would this Luffy be more ruthless, more strategic, or even more feared? Now it's up to you. Comment below. Do you prefer Luffy as Dragon's son or Whitebeard's son? And why? And of course, if you like this crazy theory about the world of One Piece, leave a like, share it with your friends who are also fans, and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any more trips through the multiverse of the seas. See you on the next journey, and until then, keep dreaming about One Piece.